Hello, welcome to the New World headquarters of Grow Milkweed Plants located in Austin, Texas. Today, we're looking at Asclepias variegata. This is Redring Milkweed. You can see on the flower those red rings around the white bloom on the umbel. And this is a plant that was rescued from a pulp mill in Texarkana. It was sent to me last fall in September, and it remained dormant until I arrived in Austin, which is when the weather was warmer, broke dormancy, and started flowering. I have the plant growing in my side yard. The reason it is in the side yard and not the backyard is because of the amount of shade that's provided to the milkweed. Asclepias variegata is one of the few milkweed plants that thrives on very low light. So these plants were rescued from a pulp forest, and a pulp forest is a good place for these plants to grow, with the exception that when the pulp forest is matured, the trees are harvested for paper pulp. And so prior to the harvesting of the trees, the plants will do really well. However, when the trees are harvested, they are clear cut and the entire site is exposed to full sun, and Asclepias variegata is not going to survive in full sun. That's why I have it in the yard, where it only receives 2 hours of sunlight between the fence and the house. So this is an ideal location in a backyard setting. Under a tree canopy would also be good. Big shout out to the 5 new subscribers on YouTube: Melina Paris, Grace Hadlock, Mark Gladney, Richard Prince, and Megan Davern. Thanks for subscribing on YouTube channel, Grow Milkweed Plants. Certainly glad to have you. Let's get back to some more information about Asclepias variegata. My favorite time in the life of an Asclepias plant is when the flowers are first opening. It's often the most fragrant and has the most amount of nectar in the flowers. It's also simply fun to watch it as each bloom pops open on the umbel. Asclepias variegata is no different. This plant has copious amounts of nectar in its flowers, and I'm always out looking to see what kind of insects might be pollinating the plant. On tonight's visit, there's a very, very small moth drinking nectar from the flower. However, it's unlikely that this particular moth is a pollinator because of the size of the moth is simply too small to extract the pollen from the flower. Pollination of Asclepias is usually done by large bees and wasps, and in many cases, beetles. It's thought that the delta beetle, which has the Greek symbol delta on its beetle shell, could be one of the pollinators of Asclepias variegata. The delta beetle is not seen in Austin, Texas very often, and I don't believe I had any pollination on my plants in 2020. The flower is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the very few white Asclepias, and it has this wonderful red ring around the base of the flower. If you enjoy Asclepias variegata or any of the other Asclepias, join my channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing the information you've seen today. Thanks for watching the video. If it's good for the butterflies, it's good for me.